When we requested the best view on the planet, we didn't know this is what they had in mind. My name is Brandon Bargo.
And I'm Greg Bargo, and today we're in the Lone Star State.
And we are the High Pointers.
Yeah!
My name is Brandon Bargo. My brother Greg and I have been climbing mountains all over the world for years. Our obsession is high pointing. We find the highest natural point wherever we are and do whatever it takes to stand on top of it. Sometimes it's a mountain, other times a molehill. But we've learned the real excitement is found in the journey to get there. So join us as we climb to the top of all 50 U.S. states. We are the High Pointers. Greg, are you ready for the first big adventure?
Let's do it.
All right, so Greg, today we are visiting the greatest state on the planet. We might be a little biased because it is Texas, because it's where we're from. Born and raised, right?
Right.
So we're gonna climb Guadalupe Peak National Park. Anytime you do a mountain, it's always changing. Seasons change, precipitation changes. You're the detail guy, as you say. So what do we got?
That sounds awesome, man. So let's go through the climbing portion at least. Trip preparation checklist, so what we like to call the shun list.
Shun list. Why is it the shun list?
Because they all end in shun.
Okay, you got it.
Location, elevation, precipitation, gear identification, and regulation. As far as location goes, it's located in Guadalupe Mountains National Park. The trail is 8.5 miles round trip and has 3,000 feet of elevation gain. Let's go through precipitation. It's a desert environment, it being West Texas, so you don't get a whole lot of rain, but you get a lot of weather variation, so you kind of have to be prepared as far as gear goes. Kind of the final thing is regulation. It is a national park, so there's a entrance fee to get in. It's a pretty small fee.
It's like $5,
Yeah, it's
right?
like $5. Pay your entrance fee, get in there, climb up and down, and that's really about it.
That is nice, yeah.
So, man, it's gonna be awesome.
All right, so here's what it's gonna look like. We're gonna start on the east side of Texas. We're gonna start in Houston. And what I've got in store for us is we have a behind the scenes tour of NASA Johnson Space Center. And here's the sweetest part. We have a guest, beyond all guests. We have astronaut Dr. Scott Parazynski, who's gonna be joining us. He is the only person in the world to have climbed to the top of Mount Everest and gone out to space. Impressive guy,
That's
right?
amazing.
Amazing guy. And then we're gonna head west to San Antonio. We are gonna go to this really cool, kind of funky vibe, happy place called Mi Tierra Restaurant. And then from San Antonio, we're gonna keep heading west through the mountains, and we're gonna stop off and visit McDonald Observatory. We're gonna check out these huge telescopes, and then from there, we're gonna finish off with the highest point in Texas at Guadalupe Peak.
The good thing about having a younger brother is he does all the driving.
Road tripping, baby.
All right, Greg, so I mentioned to you the guest on this Texas adventure is going to be Scott Parazynski, and I think it could be a little intimidating to have a guy that's climbed Everest and gone to space. He's got PhDs, he's a doctor.
Yeah, just starting to look at his bio, it's
Yeah.
exhausting just reading through it. I mean, this dude is super impressive.
I remember 8th grade, I barely passed algebra. Actually, I didn't pass. I failed it 3 times, but you know how they say everything is bigger in Texas? But you know what's bigger than Texas? Space.
Scott,
Hey, guys.
man, Greg and I have been talking all day about getting to meet a real-life astronaut. And I was like, Greg, I have not been this impressed with somebody since we've met. Do you remember this when we met Puck from Real World Season 3?
I remember.
I mean, it was amazing. So, yeah, we wanted to come here, check out NASA, where you're the expert, and then we're gonna head west, finish off climbing Guadalupe Peak, hopefully with you, if you'll join us.
I'm going to be there. Absolutely. That sounds great. Come on into my office. So come check this out. You'll be blown away.
Wow.
So inside here we have a full mock-up of the International Space Station.
This thing is huge.
So what are some kind of major features of the pool that we're looking at here? Like, just treat us like we don't know anything. But we really do, but you can treat us like we don't know anything.
You bet. That'll be easy.
This guy knows us too well.
Yeah. It's 40 feet deep, 102 feet wide, and 202 feet in length.
It would be kind of cool to see the astronauts too. Is that the best spot from up top?
Let's go do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it.
So today you were in there 6 hours, 7 hours?
Yeah,
So would you say the physical or the mental aspect, or is it both? It's the most difficult.
At the end, the mental, yeah.
Starts getting to you, right?
Yeah, because, after the strength goes, the mental part will keep you.
Yeah.
But that last 35, 40 minutes, especially when they call up and say, "Hell, you got 30 minutes." That's the longest 30 minutes on the planet.
We want to talk to you about your big ordeal.
The solar
up
panel,
there.
yeah. The airlock where we exit from is right down here. The solar panel is way out at the very tip of the space station, as far away from the airlock as you can possibly go. And that's where, of course, the problem happened. On this particular spacewalk, I was actually out on a robotic arm, so it actually took about 45 minutes to kind of sweep me around to the very tip of that solar panel to do the repair work. So that's a bit of a higher risk because it's a longer trip back in if something were to go wrong.